Marcel,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah, yeah. Good evening, sir.
What's going on?
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah, please. My question is this. I want to know if your wife still gets food stamp. If that will be an issue when you file for your
Wait,
papers and stuff like that.
The last thing I heard is I'm good. And then you said, what if your wife gets in the way of petitioning you?
Okay. I'll
Say
take
this
it
again?
slow. I said, okay, I'm actually married here, and I'm here to file my papers. But my wife still gets a food stamp.
She gets food stamps.
So,
now, is this food
yes.
stamps for your wife or food stamps for her children?
It's for herself because she's been off job for.
Okay, so if
for
she's getting
some time.
food stamps for herself, she's below the poverty level. That could cause a problem. If it's food stamps for her children, not a problem. I think she's going to have to get off the food stamps file for you, and you're going to need a second affidavit of support anyway.
Okay, so she needs to get off the food stamp,
To
right?
file for you, yeah. I mean, I would say even though the laws haven't changed for adjustment of status yet, I would say 9 out of 10 times if the petitioner gets food stamps not for herself, for herself and not for her children, 9 out of 10 times they're going to deny you.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
All right.
another question I want to ask is this again, please. If your wife has there's some mix up on the birth certificate, like the names they are not actually complete. They omitted the first name, just the last name. So would that be an issue too when you file?
What do you mean they omitted the last name?
Like the birth certificate, there was no first name on it, just the last name.
When did you get
So
your
she's
first
been
name?
trying to get it fixed.
Okay, so basically, when they issued the birth certificate, the parents never settled on a name, and the name was given after the fact.
Yes, I think something like that. Yeah, there was some mix-up on it. So the only name that appears on the birth certificate is just the last name.
This is on your wife?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
was
sir.
she born in America or born in another country?
Yes. She's born here. She was born in Brooklyn.
Okay, so what identification does she have that she is who she is? Does she have a U.S. passport?
Yeah, she has. She's from here.
I'm not
She has,
saying. I'm
I
not
think a
saying
so-
she's
a
from here.
social
I'm not
and
saying she's
everything.
from here. I'm saying what identification does she have that's her first name? Does she have a U.S. passport in her first name?
No, I don't see. No, she doesn't have a U.S.
Does
passport.
she have
has,
a, does she have a
driver's
driver?
license.
She has a driver's license in her first name.
Yes, she has a state license.
How did she prove to the state that was her first name? Do you know?
That's something I don't know about.
All right. I think
But I know she has a social, and the social carries a name.
the social carries her name.
Yes, sir.
And she has a driver's license in her name and a birth certificate with just
She
the
has a
last
state-
name. And nobody ever
Yes.
amended the birth certificate to add her name?
She's trying to get it fixed
Well,
now. She actually
now
went to
she's an adult. It doesn't matter. But she has a driver's license in. I'm just trying to see what identification she has. She has a driver's license in her real name with her first name. She has a social with her first
She
name.
has a state
and
ID too. She has a state
and
ID.
a birth certificate with just a last name. It'd be nice if she had a
Yes,
U.S.
sir.
passport. I mean, they're obviously going to investigate all the authenticity of these documents, but if it's her, it's her. Eventually, she'll be able to prove it's her. Okay, hold on. But you may want to have a consultation. Hold on. Let's go to Mukhtar in New York, New York. Mukhtar.
Hi, Brad. How's it going?
Good. What's going on?
I have questions, and they all have to do with VAWA.
Okay.
First of all, when a VAWA authorization was stopped, did it had to affect cases that we are not approved, or
Well, the
we're
VAWA's going on right now, so we're okay with VAWA right now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that when it was stopped, did it stop the approved cases too? Did they stop dealing with the cases that were already approved?
VAWA is going on. They're approving cases that have been filed. They're accepting new ones.
Okay. The second question is that does approved VAWA case, say you're approved VAWA applicant, does that status, does it expire at any
No.
time, like if you don't get your green card?
No.
Okay.
There are people who have an approved VAWA case, and when you have an approved
Yes.
VAWA case that prevents the government from deporting you, yet are ineligible to adjust because of either an entry problem, a misrepresentation problem, or something else. So there are people that exist who have an approved VAWA, get a work permit, can't get deported, but can't get a green card.
Okay. So if you have an approved VAWA case and you're waiting for your interview, I-485 interview, is it advisable for you to ask for advance parole?
Sure, why not?
Okay. The last question is, if you are approved, you are VAWA approved case, then you're waiting for your I-485 interview. In that interview, are you expecting questions on the I-360 you filed, or based on say a K1 visa that you entered on that marriage?
You can expect questions on everything. You can expect questions on how you got your visa. You can expect questions on your entry into America. You could expect questions on your marriage, on the abuse that occurred in your marriage, on your good moral character, on every question you asked on that I-360 and every question on the I-45. You may be asked nothing. You don't know what's going to happen. You prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Okay, so those were my questions. Thank you very
You're
much.
very welcome. I didn't know what he's like. I thought he was building to a crescendo of like, okay, now here is the question, because it was like those were like introductory questions, but he said that was it. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yes.
or maybe I don't make any sense.
No, you did.
Jane in Fort Myers, Florida. Jane,
Hello?
how are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm calling Mr. Does the child under 21 of a green card holder cover under the Child Protection Status Act?
The question is, does a child under
A
21,
under-
green card holder, protected under the Child Status Protection Act? Is that your question?
Yes.
I don't understand what that means. Tell me what your situation
Okay.
is.
Okay, so like for example, my mom is a green card holder, and then my brother is under 21. So if he's age out, when the application is pending, does the child protection the child?
Depends. It depends. It depends. Who's filing for your mom?
No. My mom filed for my brother. My brother is under 21.
Your mom filed for your brother. He is under 21, so she's a permanent resident.
Yes.
When did mom file for your brother?
On January 2017.
And how old is your brother now?
Now he's 21.
Okay, has the case been approved?
No, it's still pending.
Still pending. Where's your
Yes.
brother?
Now he's in Haiti.
He's in Haiti. He
Yes.
should still be covered under the Child Status Protection Act, presuming that when the case gets approved, his priority date is current for F2A.
Yes, as of now, I check it on Visa
yes.
Bulletin. The priority it is current.
Assuming it gets approved, then the answer would be yes. He would be covered under the Child Status Protection Act, provided he applies for that green card within 1 year and establishes with the National Visa Center that he qualifies under the Child Status Protection Act. And I'm saying Brad Bernstein, he would.
Okay, so do you have an idea where they are at now on this category for the visa?
I think his case should have already been approved. You know the old saying, which I say all the time: a visa delayed is a visa denied. So I think at this point you need to start thinking about pre-litigation mandamus action. So hold on 1 second. Let's go to Nadia in Ontario, Canada. Nadia.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Brad?
Good. What's going on?
I have a few questions real quickly. I want to know, what documents do I need to prove a bona fide relationship between an adult child and father?
Between an adult, well, the father is filing for the child or vice versa?
The father is filing for the child,
Okay.
correct?
And the father was never married to the mother?
No.
Okay. So when the father was never married to the mother, not only do you have to prove a blood relationship, you share the same DNA, your biological father, you have to prove that between the ages of birth and 18 that you had a bona fide parent-child relationship. Not, I have a relationship with this man now as an adult, but I was a good father to my child when he was between birth and 18. So that would That would be you have pictures. They have pictures together. They spend time together. That would be a way to prove you were a good father. You spent time with your child. You were not absent.
Right.
You sent money for his support. You were maybe on the school records. You signed the immunization record. You were there at the doctor. You were there at the school to accept his report card. The school record had something to say on their records that in case of emergency, call dad, and here's his telephone number. And if you don't have any of that, you always just go to the neighbors. And the neighbors say, I remember back in the day that Joe, the dad, was fabulous. I remember them playing ball in the backyard every day, or whatever there is, whatever they know. I mean, that's how you prove it.
Okay, that sounds good. And another question for you. Are you available next month for consultation?
Am I available next month? Jonathan, can you pull out my calendar? When would you like to? I don't know if I'm available. Of course I am. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on. Do I have a calendar out right now? Am I available next month?
I think you are.
I think so, too. All right. Let's do some social media questions. What do we got?
Absolutely. All right. So remember, guys, the first 5 questions that we're asking are questions from the Brad Squad page, the fan page. So you guys have to join it. So click that link and press join. All right. Now, our first one comes from Su Wang Wang saying, can a family of 4 remove their condition on the same application? What's the name of the form to be used, and what should be submitted with the application, please? The 90-day rule is before, or should it be a day before the 90 days to remove the condition?
Okay. That was a whole mouthful, but I got the question. Okay. You can include, the family would be your children. You can include your children on your I-751 if the children got their green card within 6 months of the main parent who's removing the conditions. So, for example, if I'm removing the conditions of my permanent residence and my children got their green card on the same day as me or within 6 months of me, I can put them on my application. You file it. There's a 90-day window. The 90 days preceding the end of your 2-year anniversary. You don't file it on day 91, you file it between day 90 to 0. And you can include your children as long as they got their green card within 6 months of you. If they got their green card more than 6 months after you, then they have to file their own I-751 when it comes time for their green cards to expire. And that even doesn't matter whether you adjusted, they got their green card at the U.S. Embassy or vice versa. So it doesn't matter where, if you got your green card together, it's the time period.
All right, our next one comes from Sweet X saying, what's the chance a person has, if they were married to a person and the person divorced them on their 2-year green card extension before the 10 years, they already filed the 10-year paperwork, which is pending.
There's no law that says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage. I think I answer that question every day. If the person divorces you, you say, thank you very much. Who the hell needs you anyway? And you submit the divorce papers to immigration on your pending I-751, and you say, I was in a happy marriage, and it's not so happy anymore, we're getting divorced. But I can prove it was a good marriage and a bona fide marriage while the marriage lasted. And you do it on your own, and you say ta-ta to the other person.
Okay. And our next one comes from an anonymous saying, sir, please tell me, in CEAC account, my sponsor's civil documents. Do you know the CEAC account?
No. What's the CE?
I think it's for
uploading to the national visa center.
The CEA site. All right. So the CEAC account, my sponsor's civil documents column is showing accepted, but after accepting all the documents, the NVC sent a message telling them to send proof of sponsor's assets. What should I do now?
Follow what the NVC says.
Okay. And our next one comes from Vinette saying, can you file for your child under 21 with a conditional permanent residency?
Yes.
Okay, and our last one for now is Sharna saying, can a person with a VAWA case who only has a work permit and SSN file for their kids back home?
Person with a work permit file for their kids back home?
With a VAWA case who only has a work permit
No,
and
you have to get the
Security
approved VAWA approved, get your green card, and then you can include your children as derivative to follow to join you. Before I go back to the telephone line, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, you have a very important message to tell people who have a telephone or a computer and are watching us on Facebook.
Yes.
What is that message?
Everybody who has a telephone or a computer that you're watching this on, I need you guys to start a watch party. So this is where you guys...
Excuse me, would that be everybody?
Everybody.
That would be everybody.
Every and anybody.
All right. Well, what about if you're watching on a laptop?
That's what I said.
What if you're
watching a laptop?
What about an iPad?
Phone, iPad,
any device.
Computer, any device.
Any device that plugs in.
Even if you're watching it on TV, get your phone out and do it. Log on to your Facebook account. It's so easy. All you have to do is click share. It's a little arrow that says share right next to the video. Option down, it says host your own watch party. You are the host of this show on your own page.
Do you know what I find just now listening to you? It's so much more exciting. I don't know why, but I get more excited to do a watch party, and I think it's more enticing to do a watch party when I hear Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias telling everybody, do a watch party, and you have the Bradshaw live music behind you.
This
Doesn't
is true.
it? Right?
It
Let's
does
try that and just
you
see.
Want to do that again?
Yeah. Do we have the Bradshaw live music? There.
All right, guys.
Yeah, there you
Now
go. Isn't it
it's
more
time.
exciting? It's like it's boring otherwise, right?
We're gonna make Brad happy,
Yeah.
all right, guys. So help me make Brad happy.
Right,
by
it's so much
starting a
better.
watch party, guys.
Right? Much more energy now.
Okay, so you guys see exactly how we're doing it. Right there, we made a whole graphic for you. It's so easy, literally. Just click that little arrow, say share, start your watch party, put it on your page, and go in the comment section
There you
and
go.
confirm.
It's so much better with the music. When you sang it without the music, I was putting me to sleep.
Well,
Right, and now you got the music, and look at this thing go. Raging.
There you go.
Raging, I'm saying. Let's go to Stacy in Carapolis, Pennsylvania. Stacy.
Hi.
How you doing?
This is Stacy. So, my case was denied. My 485 was denied,
Right.
and I reapplied. I wanted to know if they would use my priority date from the previous.
No, you got to start from
case.
scratch. No.
Okay.
All
So,
right. Well, let me ask you this question. What do you mean by priority date? Who sponsored you? Let me just make sure we understand what we're
my
talking
husband.
about. You was a citizen?
Yes.
Okay, now you're starting over from scratch again.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank
okay.
you.
All right. Let's go to Sam in Canton, Ohio. Sam,
Hey, Brad. Thanks for
doing?
taking my call.
what's going on?
I did my adjustment of status interview a couple weeks ago, and at the end of the interview, I got like a sheet from the officer saying, we're going to continue your case. We can't make a decision at the moment.
Right.
I asked her at the
Why do you think they couldn't make a decision at the moment? What's the problem with your case?
nothing. Like my attorney was saying, it's a pretty much like a straightforward process. It's employment based. I've been living in the States for like 13 years. It's
Okay.
very, very straightforward thing.
Okay. So
And even, one thing about this is the officer at the time of the interview, she was literally asking me what documents she wants me, to give her. And, I was very well prepared. I have a big pile of
I
documents.
have a question, Sam.
Sure.
What is your question? Tell me you want to know when you're going to get a green card? What's your question?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, is that normal to get that?
Yes. Yes. It's very normal that they don't make a decision on the spot.
Now, the other thing, which is kind of like a follow-up to that, is when I do the online status on USCIS website, it still shows interview was scheduled.
Sam, don't
Yeah.
follow the immigration website. The computer annotations are never updated in real time. So don't worry about that.
Okay. Now, normally, how long after the interviews are?
But by law, if you want, I can only tell you what the law says. What the law says is they have 120 days from the time of the interview to make a decision. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, they got to get up or down, green card or no green card. If they don't give you a green card, they have to have a legal reason to do it. Otherwise, they got to give you a green card. What happens in the day of Donald Trump and Mike Pence is many times 120 days comes and goes and they do nothing. And then you're sitting on your hands wondering what's going on. And then at that point, that's when you need, to get involved and be a little more aggressive, depending on what your situation is. When was your interview?
It was a couple weeks ago.
All right, so you got to wait and see what happens, okay? But it is normal to go on an interview and not get an answer. After 120 days, they're violating your rights.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Hang in
Great.
there.
Thank you so much.
You're
I
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Andre in Tampa, Florida. Andre.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
calling on the behalf of someone from Jamaica.
Okay.
He traveled to the U.S. from Jamaica. After reaching to the U.S. a couple of days later, he was placed on a watch list by the Jamaican police. The question is, if going back to Jamaica or re-entering the U.S., can his visa be cancelled whilst on the watch list?
Why? I don't know anything about Jamaica. I don't even know what the Jamaica watch list is. Okay, if the
Yeah,
Jamaican
it's
police...
a case of reasonable suspicion for simple larceny.
Well, I can tell you. All I can tell you is that Jamaican government shares information with the U.S. government through, international Interpol. Yeah, I just went blank. I had a senior moment for a second. So that information is shared, and
Yes.
I would be very, very. I would be very surprised if this man comes in, and if the Jamaican government wants to speak to him, that immigration doesn't stop him and certainly talk to him and perhaps even send him back to speak to the Jamaican government. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so if that person should plan to get married over here, can that watch list affect anything?
Yes. Well, you have to have good moral character. Assuming he doesn't have an arrest, assuming he's not arrested or anything, he would be eligible for a green card unless they're going to say because he's on this watch list he doesn't have good moral character, or unless there's an international warrant put out for his arrest or something like that. All right, but we would have to find out more about this watch list. I'm not sure what that really entails.
Okay, so okay.
It's the answer to why watch list.
The watch list really, it's just a case of simple as he's just wanting for questioning.
Again, I'm telling you the truth. I'm really not familiar with what you mean by watch list. If the Jamaican government wants to question him and it's important to them, the U.S. government's going to hand him over.
Okay.
All right. If it's not, then it's not. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. All right. Let's go to Tanya in Phoenix, Arizona. Tanya.
Hello, good evening,
How you
Mr.
doing?
Shaw. I'm from Jamaica, but
Yes.
I'm in Arizona.
Okay, how are you?
I'm good, sir, and how are you? You're
Fabulous.
doing a very wonderful job.
I really
This is not a job. You're educating the world.
Thank you. I try my best. I try my hardest. And we let the dice fall how they fall, or the cards fall as they fall. But I try my best. I try to give my best advice I can. What can I do to help you, Tanya? And I appreciate your kind words.
Yes, sir. Just asking a simple question.
Yes.
I have a visa, a visited visa, B1, B2, I think it is. I don't follow up those things. I'm just glad I get the opportunity to travel. But I'm here in Arizona, so I'll know if I get 6 months in the country. My 6 months will be up on the 5th of February, but I'm planning to go before February, like in January. You think that would be a problem to immigration?
As long as you stay for less than 6 months, you're fine. The problem is if you stay for 6 months and go home for 2 weeks and want to come back, you're going to have a problem. So if you stay for 6 months, if you stay for 6 months or 5 months or whatever it is, a long period of time. Hello, you hear me? If you stay.
Hello?
You hear me? Hello?
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 Yes, I get cut off. I was speaking to the lawyer.
Yes, you're still speaking to the lawyer?
Yes, sir. I don't hear what you say about the 6 months.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the longer you stay, the longer you have to stay out of the country. Because as a visitor, you have to be visiting. You can't use the visitor's visa as I want to live here visa. So for example, you can't come as a visitor for 5 months, go home for a month, come back for 5 months, go home for a month, come back for 5 months, because basically you're not visiting America, you're visiting Jamaica and living in America. It has to be the other way around. So if you're going to stay here for, you understand what I'm saying? So if you stay here for 5 months, you got to stay in Jamaica longer than 5 months before you come back.
Definitely. I know that, sir.
Right.
I know that because I was in Las Vegas 2016, and I spent 2 months and 2 weeks and went home. And I did not travel last year, so I'm here now.
Fine, okay.
And I'm here from Argos.
So stay the 5 months, enjoy yourself. Just know you're not coming back for at least a year.
No, sir. I wanted to come and see you.
Okay, hold on. All right, Jonathan.
Right.
What do we got on social media?
On social media, our next one is from Glama saying, good afternoon, asking for a friend. Is it true that one has to pay $500 for a social security number?
No.
Okay, Michelle saying, my husband is in Nigeria, Lagos, and I'm in the States. We've paid the money for the visa, and I'm in process of finding someone to sponsor him. How long will it take to get an appointment for the visa interview?
Wait, you paid for a visa, but you don't have a sponsor? Huh? Did I sound like Scooby-Doo there?
No, brr. I think that was a little
How do you do Scooby-Doo? Shaggy?
Okay, yeah.
Was that okay?
That was all right.
Nah, not very good.
No.
All right. To the mystery machine!
Yes.
All right, I have no idea what that means.
So we have paid the money for the visa, and I'm in the process of finding someone to sponsor him.
I guess it's a visitor's visa, and they're trying to get an affidavit of support.
But it's her husband.
All right, so maybe a second affidavit of support?
Maybe.
Or I don't know. So be more specific.
Okay. Redoy says, we asked this. Anger saying, my friend's child
Anger?
was ENGR.
Anger. Not anger.
That's the same thing.
Anger. Yes.
My friend's child was adopted from South Africa to England, and he signed the adoption paperwork to them under duress because the family put pressure on him to do that, and now he wants to get the baby back. Please, is there any possible way?
You're asking me about South African and English adoptions under duress. I want you to know I'm a really good lawyer. I don't have the slightest idea.
Right, that's not
my thing. It's not my
your niche, your specialty.
My niche, not my ting.
Not your ting.
Yeah.
All right. Mukaza saying, I have a friend who's here on a visitor's visa, now married to a U.S. citizen. While filing for the I-30, the parents differ from the ones on her DS-160 filed with the embassy in Kenya. Is there a way out?
Why do the parents differ?
It's a lot of
fraud there.
Yeah.
Sounds very fraudulent.
Yeah.
Let's go to, before we go to Lloyd, we have some Bradshaw Live music. Here we go. Jonathan Yo-Yo Ellis, one last time. With a little gusto.
All right, guys. Let me say this to you guys. One last time, I need you guys to all start your watch parties. I need you to also help me telling everybody to start their watch parties and let them know how to do it. It shows you right there. We're showing it to you. All you have to do is click that little arrow, say share, host your watch party, go into your page, talk to your friends, send them to the main page, comment in the section, introduce them, and I want every Brad squad to make sure their friends do the same thing. Help us, help you, help the world. Now back to Brad.
All right. Lloyd in the Bronx, what's up?
Hey, Brad, how you doing,
What's
man?
going on?
Yeah, I have a simple question. I want to know how long does the mandamus process take?
From the time you file, it could be 4 or 8 weeks.
4 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe sooner.
Okay. Oh, sooner, because what it is, I have a case pending since 2017.
For what?
And I still haven't gotten any reply.
For what? Adjustment?
Update of status.
You want to adjust your status?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on. 2 years, adjustment of status, 2 years. It's mandamus all day long. Hold on. Let's go to Momo in Madison, Alabama. Momo.
Hello, Bob.
How you doing?
I'm doing good by yourself.
What's going on?
Yeah, I have a few questions. Three questions.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is, what is going on now when it comes to the child of a U.S. citizen that is born out abroad?
A child of a United States citizen born abroad, if the U.S. citizen can prove that they were living in the United States for 5 years after the age of 14, before the child was born, in any status, whether it's green card or citizen, that child's an automatic U.S. citizen.
It's automatically citizens.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So in my case, it's gonna be okay. Because I've been living here for 5 years. So
you're a U.S. citizen, Momo?
I am about to, because I have already my interview in 1 week.
And when did you get your green card?
Like back in
2014? When?
Yeah.
When?
In November.
Okay, so any child born after November of this year and you're a citizen would be an automatic citizen.
Okay, so the child is going to be born, my child is going to be born March, February.
Okay, so as long as you're a citizen before March, February, that child's a citizen.
Okay, now the second question
Now,
is...
if you're not a citizen by then, child's nothing, then you become a citizen, you file for that child. In I-130, the child comes to America, and then the child would automatically become a citizen.
Yeah, but my concern is because I already have the 130 for my wife going on. So what if I find myself in that situation?
Well,
and then
if you find yourself in that situation, you would have to quickly file an I-130 for the child, and your wife's going to be delayed coming here, waiting for that I-130 by the child to complete.
So she has to wait until it's done?
Yeah, if you want the child to come, you can't include that child on your wife's petition once you become a citizen. What you want is to become a citizen before the child's born. Work on that.
That's my prayer.
Work on that. Work on it, because you're gonna have there's gonna be a delay. You can't file for this child right now because the child's not born yet.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot do anything.
So then maybe hire a good lawyer to push your citizenship along. If it's pending a while, mandamus it or de novo it or something. So hold on 1 second, all right?
Okay, my last question is, hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah, my last question is, I have my cousin. She's having issue with the husband. She's here as a U.S. permanent resident with green card. They came with the lottery, and they kind of getting into fight.
So get divorced.
Like that. And she doesn't want the husband. She doesn't want the husband to stay here with her anymore because she's the one that won the lottery.
But
so
too bad. They both got their green cards. There's nothing she can do about it. The only thing she can do is get divorced and live a happy life. But if she wants retribution against the husband and throw him out of the country, she can't do it.
She cannot do it. It's late for her.
Yeah, too late for her. All right?
Okay.
All right. Be well, Momo.
Okay, Vlad, please. Let me ask you one question.
Momo, this is your third question now on 3 different things. I got to get to other people.
I swear, it's the last one.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Lucky I like Momo. I don't know why I like this guy, but I like him. Okay, go, Momo.
Yeah, my last question is, what if let's go back in my situation. If after my interview, because my interview is December 1st, what if after my interview, if they say it's going to take a long time for me to go to the oath ceremony, I think that's where I'm going to try to think about hiring a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because... Okay, but how long do they usually give you...
Assuming everything goes well on the interview, it's 4 to 8 weeks for an oath ceremony.
What did you say, please?
4 to 8 weeks for an oath ceremony, assuming everything goes well. So if your interview is the first week of December, you should be a citizen before the child's born in March.
Okay, good.
All right.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, Momo.
Thank you. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. Woo. Right, that Momo. Boy, I don't know. He's a very, I don't know if it's maybe the name.
I like Momo.
I liked him too. I don't know why. All right. Desmond in Big Spring, Texas. Desmond.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. Hi, Brad.
Yes.
How you doing?
Hi, what's up?
All right. So, firstly, I want to thank you for the good job you're doing out there, and you're doing a really good job. I want to thank you for everything. And I just quickly want to ask this question for a friend.
Yes.
He's in the United States Armed Forces. He just got married like last week.
Great.
And is out of the country, but he wants me to find out what he needs to put together for the alien wife, to come to the U.S. and how soon.
He needs to file an I-130 visa petition. And in the I-130 visa petition, he has to prove that he's a U.S. citizen. He was free to marry this woman. This woman was free to marry him. Prove who he married. So we need a marriage certificate, divorce decrees, birth certificates of everybody, proof he's a citizen, proof he's in the military. You file the I-130. The I-130 gets approved. And after that, you visa process with an affidavit of support.
Okay, but he wants to know, like, how soon?
The day after he's married, file the papers.
Yes, what he said is, how soon before they approve the case for the wife?
It could take anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So start immediately.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Melissa in the Bronx. Melissa. Melissa.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Just have a quick question. My mom came here over 29 years ago illegal, and they found out at JFK, and however, she was sent back to Jamaica. In 2012, when I was getting married, I sent her invitation, a whole bunch of stuff, but she was denied the visa.
Right.
And I'm a citizen, and I want to know if there's a way in which I could,
there's not.
Petition for her.
She got stopped at the airport, so most likely it was for misrepresentation with a fraudulent document. So she was found inadmissible, excluded, or removed, depending on what year this happened. And she's permanently barred from returning unless she can get a waiver. And she can only get a waiver through a spouse or a parent, but not through a child, unfortunately.
Okay, through a spouse or
a parent only.
So she would have to get married to someone from here?
In a bona fide marriage, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.